It's 7:40. Let's do this. Good evening, Hampton Roads. Good evening, Northeast North Carolina. My name is David Aldrich, Chief Meteorologist of WTKR News 3 Television, and you are watching First Warning Live, where we focus on all things weather here locally and even far away. And yes, it's sponsored by Marco's Pizza because we get hungry from time to time. And tomorrow, I might add, we're giving away 22 pizzas. We've been giving away hundreds of pizzas since the month of May. Tomorrow is another special day because somebody is going to get one of these. I believe it's the certificate. It's the pizza for a year. I'll talk more about that and the deal of the week, more on the 50% off when I come back in just a moment on that topic. But let me get to first, though, the weather, because what's interesting about this big up and down roller coaster that we're on, and that's really what it is. This is a roller coaster. I've got us down for a cool Thursday because today was mild. We were in the low 70s. We'll cool down tomorrow, probably on the order of about 11 degrees. Then we got a warmer weekend going into the low to mid, maybe even upper 70s for the weekend. That's amazing. Amazing. And then it's the rude awakening next week. The chilly air is coming back to town. Now, if you don't believe me, that's okay. Some of us like to have some sense of skepticism. Is that the right word? Maybe cynicism. I don't know. Maybe I'll believe this guy when I see it. And I can tell you the upper air pattern is clear. The cold air has its origins in Canada. It'll slide over the Great Lakes. It'll be snowing in places like Snowshoe, West Virginia, among many other places. Could easily snow in eastern Kentucky, parts of the mountains of Tennessee and the Smoky Mountains. And yes, there could be some flakes even inland Virginia. So the chilly air, the cold air, let's call it what it is, will at the very least, I think at a minimum, give us some widespread frost. Let me repeat this. I'm talking about Veterans Day, Tuesday the 11th, that's Veterans Day. How about a low temperature in Virginia Beach and Norfolk that's close to 32 to 34? We'll say 33 to call it even. That's what I expect to find. So I'll just cut to the chase. Veterans Day is Tuesday. And we know the 11th hour, the 11th day, the 11th month. It's important, right? And with these winds, oh my goodness. The winds, you're talking about wind chills in the 20s. No way. That can't be that. I mean, not that early. It's only the 11th of November. I know. You're probably not going to. That's the rude awakening. It's going to be cold. 33 degrees at 6. About 11 a.m., 44. We'll be lucky to hit a high of 48. So at 4 o'clock, mostly sunny. This is my expectation. Now, I know it's only Wednesday. This is 6 days away. A lot can change. But you said we could get maybe some flurries. Maybe we could. I can't say it's off the table, although, to be fair, most of us won't sense it. It's going to happen at late Monday night into the pre-dawn hours of Tuesday morning. So it's kind of like the tree that falls in the forest if you're asleep. It didn't happen. You didn't see it. Probably wouldn't be much to report. But I can tell you the after effect will be the chillier air, the colder air that's coming in place for Veterans Day. I got to keep moving because I got some other things to cover. Want to hear from you. Did you know we have a roller coaster? I mean, let me just describe it for you. This is like, this is even worse than the Tempesto at Busch Gardens. Maybe it's like the Apollo's Chariot. I love that ride at Busch Gardens. Maybe it's like the Wild Eagle at Dollywood. Maybe it's like, you pick it out. You call it whatever you want, the lightning rod. So you're still dealing with temperatures that climb into the low to mid 70s. This is the head fake, right? You get into Sunday and you think, everything's grand. But then we drop 20 degrees and we start to see temperatures really cool. In fact, I think this is probably 53. Let's just correct that where I think it is. 53, 48, 58. That's probably where we're going to be. And so you're going to get dizzy like the ride that you see pictured behind it. Satellite radar tonight, not so bad. We got mostly clear skies. It's still breezy. I can show you that wind in just a moment. But the southwest wind will be replaced with a northerly wind tomorrow as that front passes by. Does that make sense? Any few clouds that we have now might be evident first thing tomorrow morning, but the rest of the day will be sunny. By the way, if you haven't checked this out, we've got some great information. This is a live look, by the way, of Chesapeake Bay, Virginia Beach, Williamsburg, Oregon Inlet, and Kill Devil Hills from our tower cameras, but we're giving away free pizza. I mentioned there are 6 locations now, 3 in Virginia Beach, 2 in Chesapeake, 1 in Norfolk, that's participating. So if you happen to win tomorrow, and your name could very well be selected. Every Thursday we do this. It's easy to participate. You get your name in, you do it one time. You don't have to repeat. If you register one time, it's in the pool of applicants. But WTKR.com, that's our webpage /Marcos. And if you win, we'll announce it tomorrow. But one of the other cool things we're going to do tomorrow, in addition to all that, is the fact that we're going to also throw out some pizza, individual pies. So we're going to give away. We're going to give away 10 individual pizzas. So somebody's going to get the pizza for a year. That's 12 pizzas. And then we'll give away 10 individual pizzas. And I think it's kind of cool. A reason I say it's cool, because I have some cool comments. I hadn't seen this. I thought I'd share it with you. This came by way of my Facebook page. But Kelly Morgan captured this and said, let me read it to you. I thought it was pretty cool, because we haven't had too many people who've won the pizza interact with me. So this is what I wanted to share with you. It says, you feel like Charlie. Not me, but she was referring to her mom. She says, you feel like Charlie when he found the Willy Wonka's golden ticket. I didn't know they were yellow because I hadn't received one, but she said, when you get the yellow pizza coupon in the mail, you feel like Charlie. I thought that was kind of cool. So I had a natural follow-up question, which I'll put on the screen here, because I wasn't sure that Kelly's name had been mentioned. I said, did you get one? And her response was, my mom did. My mom, Debbie Morgan Bussel, won a free large one-topping pizza. It was a great way to start off November. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that's a cool reaction. Somebody was excited. If you get something in the mail you don't recognize, don't throw it away. You're throwing away free food. And in this day and age, when food is as expensive as it is, government shutdown and all the rest, people want some free pizza. So if you win it, don't throw it away. Use it. Share it. That's what I would say. And the other thing I thought was cool, as my follow-up was really simple to Kelly, was to say, that's awesome. Now that she's won a free pizza, I assume she's probably redeemed it, because this was done, noted on November 3rd. Today is November 5th. So maybe she's redeemed her pizza. But either way, the only point I wanted to make out is that we're going to do this tomorrow. So we're going to give away a free pizza for a year certificate. Your name could easily be posted right here. You'll get one in the mail. We'll do this tomorrow, and what we'll do is we'll check mark. You could use it like a punch card. You get one for November, get one for December, and we'll carry you right through October of 2026. You'll get a large one-topping pizza for free every month. That's pretty sweet. I think it's awesome. And what's awesome is, even if you don't win tonight or tomorrow specifically, you win tonight by getting 50% off. Just use the promo code WTKR50. I say this time and time again. It doesn't matter what you order, you'll get 50% off right and before your very eyes. The computer will take the 50% off right away. So whether you're getting maybe some subs, maybe you're getting some breads, wings, salads, desserts, pozzolis, all the rest, pizza bowl. They even have cauliflower, gluten-friendly pizza crust. So you could check that out. But any one of the items you see would be half off if you use the promo code WKR50. All right, I'm getting ahead of myself. I want to check in some of your comments, and that's what we're going to do here. But let me start with the headlines as I highlight the scope. 2 nights from tonight, Friday night, the Admirals are taking on the Adirondack Thunder. I love that name, the Adirondack Thunder. They sound pretty daunting, but I know the Admirals can handle them. The game is at 7:05, I believe, is when the puck drops, so there'll be some excitement at the scope. This is scope here for anyone from Tennessee might be watching. That's the scope, and that's where the game will be held. But here's what we're going to talk about. Cooler tomorrow, sunny, highs near 60. Yes, we're going to have some chances for rain as we head into Sunday. I know some of you are like, boo, I don't want rain on the weekend, but it's only a 30% chance. And then we've covered the real big headache, right? The sharply colder air. Some of you are not ready for the cold. I know this because I've talked to coworkers and they're like, I'm not ready for the cold. I would prefer something warmer. I don't want it this fast, but maybe it'll get you in the spirit for the holidays, right? Maybe you'll find some happiness by getting that in there as well. So I'm just checking to see if I can get some comments here. I'm checking in with the comments that might be coming in, and I'll do my best. Let me see if I can refresh it on my other laptop, because that tends to come in quicker. And so I can get some semblance of who's on the call and maybe who's watching at this specific time. I got a note. Who do I have here? Kim Thompson Jones says, beautiful day today. Great to see her. And nice crispy day today. Ambler Hatch noting a beautiful day here on a Thursday. Oh, it's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. See, I'm getting ahead of myself already. All right, so let's check in with you. We'll keep moving. I got highs for 40s, or highs in the 40s, upper 40s, in time for Veterans Day. Now, as I move ahead to peak wind gusts, one thing you'll note, today was the windiest day of the bunch, right? We've had 5 days. in November. Norfolk International, we had a peak gust of 14 on the first day of the month, 18 Sunday. Anything that's less than 20 is really hardly noticeable, right? Around here, 20-mile-an-hour gust, no big thing. But we had a 28 on Monday. It was 37. Technically, it was 32 knots. If you convert that, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 32 knots, that would be 36.8. So I rounded it up. I took some liberty to assume that 36.8 was probably closer to 37 miles an hour. Now, if you look at the current wind speeds around the region, we have a 33 in Norfolk at this hour, 17 at Kill Devil Hills, 31 at Wallops Island. Manio's got a gust of 25. So I'm just checking in with you. If you've got a note, again, a shout out to Ambler Hatchet saying a nice crispy day. And Kim Thompson-Jones has a beautiful day today. Good to see you here. Having an issue just getting you on my screen, but I'll do my best to magnify your voice. Now, as we keep moving, here are the peak wind gusts today. As I mentioned, 37 in Norfolk. We'll put a 7 in there. 35 in Virginia Beach. Had a 43 in Hatteras. Now, that's the high one. Wait a minute. You said 35 to 40. I know. And nobody thought that we would get that high. But I did. I said 35 to 40. We had a 43 in Hatteras. Just today, peak gust. If you look also, the wind gust here, still 33 in Norfolk. We still have 20 in Jackson and Wakefield, and it's 17 in Williamsburg, 28 in Hampton. Wind gust right now is still 43 in Hatteras, so it's really picked up there, while Rodanthe is at 29 miles per hour. Let me show you the temperature forecast as I continue to monitor some of the comments that might be coming in. Let me see if I can put this back on. Let me see if I can find these posts. Oftentimes, there it is. I knew it would come in here. It just took a moment time here. But I got some notes here I would just share with you. Who do I have here? Let's see, Ambler. I don't often see a picture from Ambler, but it's good to see Hatch, as he's sometimes known. Good to see Ambler. Good to see him. And then Kim Thompson-Jones also watching us live saying, beautiful day. I agree. Today was, face it, 64 yesterday, 71 today. So we were, 7 degrees actually, 7 degrees warmer today. But tomorrow we're going to drop about 11 degrees. So there's no consistency in your 7-day weather future. That's what I can tell you. And one way to illustrate that would be to take a look at the temperature forecast. Pick out your favorite region, South Side, Peninsula. This is 11 o'clock tonight. Many of us will be dropping down to about 64. Now, if that seems a bit unreasonable, we did cool much faster last night, and it's currently 65 in Norfolk now. So we're not going to drop much between now, just about 8 o'clock, it's 7:51, to about 11 o'clock based on this model. But by the time we hit 6 a.m., we're still in the low 50s for a good part of the Albemarle and South Side. Maybe you're holding a little bit more heat in the Outer Banks. But that's at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. It's not going to be as cold. I have us around 51. You got a 51 here in the inland Virginia neck of the woods and parts of the Commonwealth. And then we slide towards 60. And some of us will struggle to get there. That's 11 a.m. And that looks like it kind of gets a little bit cooler by 4. So we're going to be around 60 tomorrow. It won't be much higher than that. So my planner, as we look at the Hampton Coliseum, you can see Wednesday's planner. I do see a few wispy clouds in the morning, and then it's nothing but sunny side up, just like I like my eggs, right? Sunny side up, noon through 4. Winds are going to be gusting about 25, and it slows down to single numbers, like 5 miles an hour, maybe 7 miles an hour in the afternoon. Very light winds for the second half of the day. But cool sunshine is expected. Just coming back on camera, just wanted to give you the lay of the land. This is what I anticipate tomorrow. So if you're a parent, you're planning to get kids to school, it's not going to be as maybe chilly as it was this morning when we started off at 42. So we're going to be a little bit warmer, by the order of about maybe 10 degrees warmer by tomorrow morning as compared to yesterday morning or this morning. Tomorrow morning, I get it all confused. I got a note from Kim. She's wanting to shout out to Taj. It's good to have Taj back. Let's see here. He's excited. And then we got Ambler, we got Kim, and Taj, who also wants to say hello to all those who are watching. Good to see you, Taj. All right, so we're going back. Where are we finishing up here? Let's look at the national scene, right? I'll take this full screen because I think this is worth noting. If you're in the military, even if you're not in the military, you've got family that's near and far. You've got family that's here and everywhere. You can clearly see there's a storm system that's now running into the West Coast. So we're looking at California, showers, even maybe some mountain snows. We go up toward maybe the Cascades. It looks like they've got some snow and white. That would be true. South and east of Seattle, there's some white areas. So Cascades now getting some snow and rain. but it would appear that there's a severe thunderstorm going on, maybe a tornado warning, if I have that right. Looks like that could be it. Let's see if we can zoom it. Yep, tornado warning. How often do you see a tornado warning in this part of the country? But it's for Pacific County till 5:15 Pacific time. And right now it is 7:54 Eastern time, so they're 3 hours behind us. So we have a little bit of time there, but that cell that you see pictured here, and I can illustrate it right in here, that cell is moving in this direction, so it might affect some areas in Oregon. Not every day you see a tornado warning in the Pacific Northwest, but there you go. It can happen anytime if the weather conditions are favorable or if they're conducive to such. And we're going to find the potential for spotty thunderstorms on Sunday. I think with the warming and then the drop in temperature, some thunder will be possible Sunday. Now, you can see in parts of northern Idaho it's raining. We've got rain in Montana. Looks like near Great Falls, it dries up. Texas is dry. Florida looks quiet if you have family there, but really in the Northeast, yeah, there's some snow in Canada. It looks like some snow north of maybe the Tug Hill Plateau, up toward maybe Maine. We got some flakes and raindrops moving through New York State as well as Pennsylvania at this particular hour. If you're on the call, love to say hi to you. We're just kind of looking at the weather just in general. Again, we're not expecting a lot of changes in terms of sky condition for the next day or two, but we will introduce a couple of showers, particularly on the second half of your weekend. I got another couple of notes. Taj saying hi, Kim's here. So let's go ahead and move on and show you what we can expect as we go back to Hampton Roads. Our low was 42 this morning. That's pretty chilly. But to be fair, Franklin and Suffolk and Chesapeake were all 37. Our low was at 340 in the morning. 340 came early, but they were freezing in Emporia today very early on the day. It was 40 in Newport News, 39 in Melfa. We did finish at 71. That occurred at 3:18 this afternoon. And yesterday, I believe the high was at 155. So it's really now with the adjustment of the clocks, you can typically expect a high temperature to occur between generally I'd say maybe 1:30 to 3:30. That's usually about the time that we're going to hit our maximum because, again, 3:30 now is the old 4:30 because we turned our clocks back. And this time with the days getting shorter, it's harder to maintain that heat once the sun starts going down at a lower angle and goes down. We talked about fall color. Great color right now in parts of the Shenandoah Valley from the Blue Ridge Mountains to the Alleghenies. But really, when you come back home, some of this actually starts to peak now. Not a bad situation. Let's see, not a bad situation if you look over here because, talk about Hampton Roads, it's peaking in many cases around Williamsburg, maybe the Eastern Shore. Might take a little bit more, another week or so, really to see that color come alive in the Outer Banks. But that's a chance for you to share some of your observations with us in the comments section. Weekend forecast, 72 Saturday. I do think it's going to be significantly warmer on Sunday now with the approachment of this front, but there could be some thunder as well coming in, but it's just a 30% chance expected on Sunday. So rain chances, nothing tomorrow. 10% chance for a stray shower Friday or Saturday, but a 30% chance on Sunday, 20% chance on Monday. The enhanced satellite picture not showing anything going on in the Atlantic. In fact, things are quiet, but that's not uncommon. Typically, when you get into the first week of November, you're starting to see this really start to wind down. It's not totally over yet, doesn't end until November 30th, but the worst of the hurricane season looks like, we could say maybe say stick a fork in it, it's done, but hurricane season is really pretty quiet as we smooth toward the finishing line, which is November 30th. High temperature today I mentioned was 71, record high 84 from 2003. This was a representation of about 7 degrees warmer than yesterday. We've had 4 days now for the month below normal and 1 day above. And maybe you like warmer days. And as I just mentioned, you'll get that, especially Saturday and Sunday. This weekend, the rainfall so far just 0.79, but even that still puts us slightly above normal, I believe, with 3.10. This is now the second driest month on average, because what is normal is synonymous with average. It's a 30-year average. But February is by far and away the driest, typically. November is the second driest. And so far, we're running about 4 inches below normal for the year. I don't know about you, but if you keep track, and these numbers might have some meaning for you, we're running about a 1/4 inch above normal for November so far, and about a 1/2 inch below normal for the entire month of October, which of course was last month. Total amount, 39.34, and that's about 5.5 inches less rain, melted snow compared to last year. Dew point temperatures right now, 35 in Beckley, West Virginia. Can you imagine? But it's 10 degrees higher in Richmond. Right now it's 42 in Virginia Beach, but much, much stickier perhaps in Hatteras and Myrtle Beach, as they're feeling maybe a little bit more humidity there. They're in the mid to upper 50s for dew points. Now, when we talk about the dew point temperature, anytime it's in the mid 50s, it's not bad. It's hardly noticeable in summer, but even in wintertime, it might feel a little bit different. The dry air is certainly prevailing across the mountain state of West Virginia, and it will come back up into the mid to upper 50s by the time we hit Saturday and Sunday. That's why I think we have a chance for some thunderstorms heading into Sunday itself. If you've got a comment, want to say hi to my friend Patricia. Is she on here? Hi, Patricia. She just said hello, and good evening to you, everybody. Happy to have Patricia here. Now, if you're new to this platform, you're new to our live stream, we like to give away free pizza. We like to cover all things weather, but if you're new, we like to be able to feature the picture that you provide. Facebook comes here, and I can see that Patricia Gale Walters is watching. Glad to have her here watching. And I do appreciate those who might be on. Maybe if you're getting hungry, don't forget there is a deal of the week. We talked about getting 50% off your pizza if you use the promo code WTKR 50. All right, current temperatures, it's 8 o'clock. It is 8 o'clock, straight up. So we're currently holding at 65. We were 65, I believe, last hour. Yes, and we're 65 this hour. So we haven't moved much. Hampton 65, 64 Newport News and Virginia Beach. But pick out your favorite town. Maybe it's Surrey. You're at 66. Currituck, you're at 63. Kiptopeke. How often do we say Kiptopeke? 64 along the eastern shore. Great to see you all here. 62 in Edenton and Elizabeth City. Our temperatures are now at 60 in East Tennessee, 60 degrees in Knoxville, where I spent 15 years, and about 8 months plus in Virginia Beach, 69 in Hatteras. Great to see all of you here, even if you're watching on delay. Temperatures right now really aren't that bitter, but if you look closely, if you have a discerning eye and you can see purple up here, this is the area where the cold air is going to come down, and it will come down with some, hubbubaloo as it moves down on Monday, Tuesday. So next week, some of the cold air will start to reflect in some of the numbers. Right now, it's 50 in Chicago and still 63 in Atlanta. Now, here's the big change. You see what the Climate Prediction Center has done. They've done a little whoopsie, a topsy-turvy. Let's bring in the cold blue. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 shades of blue here. 5 shades of blue. So the confidence that the eastern seaboard, including Florida, where there could be some, frozen orange juice in the panhandle, anything's possible, especially this time of year. Colder than normal for the eastern I-95 corridor. That's the 11th through the 15th. And if I'm not mistaken, the 11th is Veterans Day. So you see where I'm coming with this, why I think 33 degrees is reasonable to expect as we start the morning Tuesday of next week. That's just 6 days away. I know it can change, but just look at the ooze. I mean, when it really gets cold, it turns white. You can see it spinning around the Arctic, coming down from Canada. And look at this. It gets all the way down to Mississippi. No way. Wouldn't it be amazing if it made it down here to the panhandle of Florida? It does. Maybe not on the 10th, but let's carry it through another day. Does it get down to Florida? Oh, it does. Oh, it gets down to Destin. Destin, Florida? That's where a lot of East Tennesseans go when they go to the beach. We'd encourage you to come to Virginia Beach, come to the Outer Banks, come to the Eastern Shore. You're missing out. So Destin's going to feel, they're destined for some cold, but so are we. To be fair, we're going to feel the cold air on the East Coast, and this is why the Climate Prediction Center is expecting this chill to be felt all across the Ohio Valley, all across the Tennessee Valley, and up and down the I-95 corridor. It's going to be colder than normal, but then it'll rotate out, much like these things do. This little snap will snap back like a rubber band, and we'll get back maybe more moderate temperatures by the time we hit November 15th. Got another note from you. Want to say hi as I fly back in here. Love seeing you guys. Kim saying hello again. I think I have her. Oops, I put that back in. She's saying hi. Taj Brown is saying hello. I got a note from the best time, if I have this right. He's saying the best time you can leave a beverage in the car. I guess he's having a conversation I've missed the beginning part of. But I think he's excited He is excited about maybe the possibility of some snow. If you get in the car and you drive in the direction of maybe Massanutten, maybe if you drive, which is Harrisonburg, and maybe if you get as far west as Snowshoe, West Virginia, next Monday and Tuesday, you will say, I saw some snow. You'd love to be able to share that. That would be a nugget of cool weather, not that far away, all things considered. Now, if you've ever watched The Price is Right, how many of you have watched The Price is Right? You're familiar. You know that show's been around a long time. They have a cool game they sometimes pull out called cliffhangers. You know, it's like that little alpine climber. It's like doodaloo, yodel-o, 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 hee-ho, whatever. And then he gets up to about the peak, and then he goes, choo, right? So that's what Monday's going to represent. I think we're down to 53 for high. And for those of you that have no idea what I'm talking about, that's okay. It's a CBS game show. But I can tell you that occasionally we do have these big cliffhangers, and that's what's going to happen Sunday night into Monday, and we'll be lucky to hit 48 come Tuesday. Now, it is 8:04. To be fair, I got to keep moving. This is the Eastern Shore forecast. Saxis, our friends up there, 56. Chincoteague, 57 for your high temperature, and mostly sunny tomorrow. Maybe a few wispy clouds in the morning, and maybe a touch of fog in Cape Charles at 57. Sliding southward to the Outer Banks we go, Duck, 57. About 58 for Nags Head, Kill Devil Hills, and 58 for our friends in Manio on Roanoke Island. Rodanthe, 59, low 60s expected for Hatteras and Ocracoke. Now, the Storm Prediction Center maps are pretty easy. There's only one really sharp color that's worth noting, and that is this level 1, and it's isolated. It's limited in duration. I believe it's in effect for tonight. Where am I looking at? I'm looking at that one little green patch up here where the weather is quite active tonight. This would be in northern Pennsylvania. It would cover the state capital of New York, Albany, all the way back toward Boston, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. And if you look back here, there's nothing going on between now and daybreak. Thursday's quiet, don't need to see that. But all of a sudden, Friday, we have a new situation where Tennessee, mainly west of Knoxville, has the potential for severe weather. That would be Nashville. So if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here, see if I got this right. Yeah, it looks like this scattered. This is kind of like a new addition. So Nashville could have scattered severe storms. This is Friday. I believe it's Friday because it says right there. And if you look at Huntsville, you're probably on the cusp. If you got family in Atlanta, it looks like it's really northwest of Atlanta. Does look like it includes Charleston, certainly Huntington. Does not include Charleston, West Virginia, but includes Lexington, Pike County, Moorhead, Paintsville. If I zoom in tight enough, Hazard, you get enough towns that will populate. But that's where the severe weather is going to be on Friday. So is it any wonder that by the time it gets here, we're going to see a sharp drop in temperature and maybe even a few rumbles of thunder? That's the way I see things shaping up on Friday. Now here's the futurecast. I like showing this on the side here. As I come back here, you'll notice these high thin clouds, 9 o'clock tonight. 11 o'clock, a little bit of a cloud cover here. Still a brisk wind out of the southwest. But if you focus on this little triangle, the caret, it's going to change direction and come more northerly tomorrow once the front passes. So this would be 7 a.m. tomorrow. Now it's from a cool weather direction. Still a few wispy clouds, but they're going to do what I like to call the disappearing act. Won't be clouds in the afternoon, but 7 a.m. there could be a few cirrus clouds. Midday, poof, they're gone. Still a little breezy, but watch these numbers go to single numbers. 4 or 5 o'clock. Now it's down to 5 miles an hour. Not very strong. Winds will drop off. So 5 to 15, gusting to 25, particularly in the morning, I think is reasonable. Outside of that, not much more to see here. And by 11 o'clock tomorrow night, still a lot of stars. In fact, you got a full moon. Technically, it was full at 8:19 this morning. It is the full frost moon, freezing moon, beaver moon, whatever you want to call it. The Native Americans called it the frost moon, so I'll call it that. We haven't reached the frost yet. That comes when? Veterans Day. See, you are paying attention. I'm glad. And you'll notice that it is clear. Light winds heading into Friday and not much more beyond that, because look at this. We do start to cloud up, and I left a 10% chance. 10% chance of a rain shower on Friday. It looks like a little green dot that might be approaching Franklin at such time for Friday night. Now the next rain chance, as you can see here, as illustrated by one of the European models, specifically, it comes into West Virginia. It looks like it's pretty impressive, but a lot of that will dry up. A lot of it will evaporate. Front comes through, reinforces maybe some cool air, but then it really starts to warm up again once the warm front comes in. So it's kind of like one front after the other, and this warm front here will push us probably around 76 to 78. I think we'll have a breezy, gusty day, and this could spawn a few thunderstorms, maybe a few off the coast. You see there in yellow. But then behind it, that's when the possibility of some of that snow rolling into Snowshoe, West Virginia, and possibly into maybe the Allegheny and Blue Ridge Mountains. We'll see. Thursday morning, 49 for the peninsula's 51 south side. I got Franklin down to 49, 51 for Elizabeth City, 55 Duck, and 52 for Virginia Beach. And some other lows, about 51 Newport News and Smithfield, 48 in Cortland, 55 for Corolla. Now tomorrow afternoon, I think it's nothing but blue sky. 58 for the peninsula, about 60 for Hampton, 62 Elizabeth City, 61 in Suffolk, and that should not be 69 tomorrow. That should actually read 60. So we're going to go ahead and cross that out and see how I can just change this. Isn't it technology great? That should be a 60. 60 tomorrow. And that's also reflected on my 7-day. So here's your first warning, WTKR, News 3 7-day forecast, 67 Friday. That's when the Norfolk Admirals are in town. Big weekend if you love wings. The East Coast premier wings. I'm talking buffalo wings. You know, the spicy kind. There's competition at the Waterside District in Norfolk. So it's a 2-day event. The wings might be hot, but so is the temperature relative to the season. 76 Sunday, and then it's all the way down to 33 on Tuesday. So are you with me? I mean, there's a big change here. Some people say, well, that's how I get sick. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's just the temperature. Maybe it's psychological, but it will be a whipsaw. And so as long as this can be first warning, since this is First Warning Live, I'd like to give you the information first out front so so weather doesn't surprise you. Does that make sense? Trying to make my best to make this work. Some happy shots. We got this beautiful sunrise from Matthews from Charles Powers. It looks better on the full screen. So there it is. Look at that beautiful picture. If you haven't visited Matthews, what are you waiting for? It's a kayak capital. I know it's November, but there's so much to see in Matthews, and there are no traffic lights in the county. I mean, how cool is that? I think it's cool, but you got to check out. They got some great places to eat, some great diners. There's a lot of great food in Matthews. Chesapeake Bay, there is that moon I talked about with the frost moon. This is from Chesapeake Bay, and again, it was officially full at 8:19 this morning, so we could argue that it's still 100% full tonight, so enjoy it. And one more, I believe, is from JL. Do I have that right? I think it's JL. Yes, JL. Bree, full moon with her high-tech camera she took from Chesapeake, Virginia, I believe last night. Very detailed. And one thing I love about it is when you see it on this screen, it's like when the moon hits the sky. Well, I wouldn't sing that. Like a big pizza pie. Did I mention we're giving away pizza? See, it's my great segue. We're giving away 50% off. You don't get just half the pizza. You get the whole pizza. But the beautiful thing is you get half the price. 50% off any online and app orders. But if you seem confused because you're watching us from a different part of the country, WTKR, those are our call letters for the TV station. The 50 represents 50% off, and there are only 6 locations in the Hampton Roads area that are participating. 3 in Virginia Beach with the 757 phone numbers, 2 in Chesapeake, and 1 in Norfolk. Tomorrow's the big day, and it's not too late. I emphasize it's not too late to win pizza. We announce the winners tomorrow. WTKR.com. Marcos, love the fact that we can do this. It's also noteworthy that Pizzolis are like a Stromboli. You might want half off of your Pizzoli for lunch. Maybe you want a Magnifico with the old style World Cup pizza. That's a pepperoni, I should say. But simply to satisfy your appetite, go to WTKR.com. Marcos, I would love to put your name in this certificate right at the top of the left of the screen so that you can have the same reaction that Kelly had, and I believe her mom Debbie had when she mentioned that she had that felt like Charlie from Willy Wonka, the yellow ticket. You could get a Willy Wonka yellow ticket, but this time instead of chocolate, it is for pizza from Marcos. All right, just want to remind you, it doesn't matter. Did I mention I could put the forecast back on? For those who were just joining us, we're going to be up at 72 Saturday, 76 Sunday, and if you missed any of this, you can always go back and watch it on delay. Again, doesn't matter if the weather is sunny or serious, doesn't matter what's going on. Even if you win or don't win pizza, you get 50% off. We're going to be excited about what we're doing tomorrow. But just remember, it won't be that cold tonight. We'll be generally in the low 50s by daybreak. Make sure you know that every day is a gift. We'll see you here next time. Make the most of it in your neighborhood. We'll see you here tomorrow night. Take care.